Moving abroad is not an overnight decision, and it's something that it actually takes some great consideration and effort, actually, especially if it's gonna be the first time that you do this. Perhaps it's something that have been around your head for a while, but you haven't been able to take the first step, and mainly because it's very easy to come up with reasons not to move abroad, like for example FOMO or language barriers or cultural differences, you name it. But today I'm actually going to give you some inspiration and give you 10 reasons to move abroad. And number 9 reason alone should be actually the reason why you should move abroad. So keep it up. Who I am to tell you this, right? So I'm originally from Colombia, but grew up in Spain since I was 10 years old, and since then I have been living in Mexico, in the UK and Malta. Okay, so I have been doing this for the past 8 years, and so I have some experience about it, so that's why I am kind of qualified to talk about this today. By the way, if you are also looking to move abroad or thinking about it or already living abroad, then definitely check the description below, which I will leave some links with some useful tools for and apps for expats. So without further ado, let's get into this 10 reasons. So number 1 reason is new travel opportunities. So when you live abroad and you move to another country, you have a whole new scope to explore, a whole new places, not only in the city or in the town that you move to, but also around the town and in other neighboring countries. So for example, let's say that you move to Spain. So you don't only have the possibility to explore all the amazing places that are in Spain, but also other places in the EU and so on, like, other countries like France, Germany, Italy, and all these kind of things that you could do when you live in that place, because you are basically way closer to that other countries than before you move around. Okay, the second reason is that making friends from around the world is gonna be something that is a true possibility, and also something that is gonna be happening to you very often. So if you are someone who have been feeling curious about how other people in the world live, or just to meet other people from all around the world, then that's definitely something that you are going to love. You are not going to be able to only meet locals from the country that you relocate to, but also you are going to be able to meet people from all other countries that are currently living in that country. So that is something that definitely is a big perk that I want you to consider. Okay, so let's go with the reason number 3, and the reason number 3 is developing independence and adaptability. So this is something that comes by default when you relocate abroad, because when you do that, you basically arrive in a new country with where you don't know anybody. So basically, in order to get to thrive in that country or to start out, you actually need to start doing things by yourself. You don't have anybody that give you advice like so far, because you don't have those connections at that moment. So definitely you learn how to do this and be kind of independent, and also you start doing things by yourself that you don't usually do in your home country by yourself. Like for example, when I was living in Spain, it was very common that I used to go with friends to have a beer, to have a coffee. But when I moved abroad, those kind of things, at the beginning I didn't have many friends, obviously, so I started doing these kind of things alone, especially going to a coffee shop alone, or even going to a restaurant alone. Things that it was crazy to think before relocating, but now I do. So those comes within the development, independence, and adaptability point. Okay, so the next reason is going to be about learning new languages. So of course, if you move abroad, more often than not, you will probably be able to learn a new language, and this strongly depends, of course, on the country that you are relocating to, and whether or not this country speak a different language than your mother tongue. Now, number 5 is about developing new social skills and in new cultures and languages. Okay, so if you have to learn a new language, you not only have to learn the language, but you will probably have to learn the culture of that country. And it may happen that the way that this country do things, they do it differently than the way that you were used to do. So this is something that is going to give you new perspectives, going to open up your mind and understand that there are many possibilities and more than one different way to do things. And I mean, they are all highly acceptable. It is not like one way to do one thing is better than the other. It's more like a way of different ways to do things according to how you grew up, according to your cultural background. Okay, so reason number 3 is going to be about fostering cultural and multicultural awareness and acceptance. So this is something that is strongly related with the previous benefits of developing social skills, and it is that since you are in a foreign country, you are not only be able to meet the locals who have different customs and culture, but also you are going to be able to probably meet people from other parts of the world that are currently living in this country. and this is actually something that is going to give you that kind of overall experience and overall awareness and understanding that there are different cultures, and you are going to usually be more acceptance onto that, especially if you live in a big city or in a massive city with people from all around the world. My personal experience is that I was living in London, where there is literally people from all around the world, and this is something that is kind of normalized, and I love it. We understand that everybody came from a different place, have different customs, and they have a different way to see life and understanding, and adding up to your personal mindset and openness. So I really love having that possibility, and this is a very good benefit. Okay, so let's go with number 7, and the number 7 is all around learning to be patient. So you see, when you move to a new country, there are things that you need to set up that are not so fun, and which are going to be doing with getting the visa, or setting up legally in the country, or getting all your paperwork right. So maybe you are able to get the social security from that country, and maybe you need to look for a job, you need to find a job, and you need to sort all the paperwork out that is related to you being legal in that country, if that makes sense. And reason number 8 is about stepping out of your comfort zone. So by default, when you move abroad, you are actually already stepping out of your comfort zone. When you move to another country, all these kind of rules or these kind of things that you are used to definitely change a lot, or could be totally different. So this is something that is going to give you these skills and this ability to step out of your comfort zone, and actually, in my case, feel very comfortable when moving abroad after having moved abroad the first time. So definitely something that is going to expand your discomfort zone, as I said before. Okay, so let's go with number 9, which is the reason that by itself it should be the reason or why you should consider to move abroad, and it is expanding your professional connections and career opportunities. This reason is something that is so powerful, because not only you are going to be able to progress personally, but also professionally. So let's say that you are going to another country and you are working in that country, you are not going to only have the network that you already have in your home country, but you actually are gonna have a whole new network that are from this other country, and it might be usefully maybe in the future you might want to do something that where you can apply those networks. So let's say that you want to start a new business and you already know someone in this new country that is already doing that. So you have a huge scope of possibilities. Maybe you actually want to progress in your career, or maybe you want to change industry, so you already know someone in this country that is already working in this industry, so it might be useful for getting that desired job that you might be wanting to get. Another benefit of that is that if you ever want to move back to your home country, you already have all this overseas experience that is extremely valuable. So when you are back in your home country, it is more likely for you to be way more valuable than other people that have stayed in their home country forever, all this time. So that's definitely a huge benefit, and I think this benefit is not only applied for people who is working for a full-time job or a 9-to-5 job, but also could be for people who is actually independent, and maybe they are digital nomads, and all location independent, wanting to live in a specific country for a specific number of time. Is definitely going to give you some connections with locals or other foreigners. Number 10 reason is, and the last reason, is going to be all about gaining a global mindset. So this reason is again so much strictly related to the reason of gaining cultural awareness, and this means that you are going to have basically a global awareness of what is going on in the world. You are going to understand that because you do things in one way, it doesn't mean that it has to be done in that way, and or your way is the right way and the other person's way from American culture is the wrong way. It is not like that, and you are going to be able to have this kind of global mindset and adaptability that is going to be able to get you farther away than just staying in your home country, where you wouldn't have this possibility to experience this or to acquire that skill. Okay, so those are my 10 reasons of why you should move abroad. And just wanted to make a small note that this is actually very personal, and this is actually my 10 reasons, but maybe for you your 10 reasons are actually different. You should actually try to find, because this is really something that depends on their personal circumstances in that moment or in that country. So definitely I encourage you to check and find your reason to move abroad. But definitely those reasons that I have given to you are general but also personal. Alright, so and that's is a little bit about the video. So thank you so much for watching the video, especially if you have made it all the way until here. I really appreciate that, because it really encouraged me to keep doing videos. Oh, by the way, if you like this video, you also may want to watch this video that I made about the challenges that you may face when you are an expat. Bye bye.